To make our study more clearer and more specific, first we designed the project scope for our study. According to the website, there are a total of 27 properties for affinity living communities. Our design will limit the scope to one specific community and focus on the land network design within this community. Then we also made several assumptions. First, we assume that there are around of 20,000 residents in this community, and the total network devices connected will be no more than 10,000. Second, for each 7 department in this case, we assume that there will be a total number of less than 750 for each department. Third, we also consider guests and visitors. We assume that the maximum number of network devices from them will be fewer than 2,400. Now we have the scope as well as assumptions. We can start our network design. And since we design a LAN network, we decide to use a class 3 internal IPv4 address starting from 192.168.0.0. And two things we are mainly considering in our design, the security and the host number. For the security, we decide to assign each 7 department a single VLAN and several VLANs for residents and visitors. And therefore, we decide to use this subnet mask 255.255.252.0 as our subnet mask for each VLAN. With using this subnet mask, we can have a total of 2 to the power of 6, which means 32 subnets for total VLANs, which would be quite enough for the 7 departments plus residents and visitors. And how many hosts could we have in each VLAN? Since there are a total of 10 zeros on the right end for this subnet mask, if we convert this subnet mask to a binary number, so the total number of available hosts for each VLAN will be 2 to the power of 10 minus 2, which is 1022. This means that for each VLAN, we can have up to 1022 devices, which will be enough for each department. And for residents, when we assign 10 VLANs, and for visitors, we assign 3 VLANs, which means that they could have 10,220 and 3,066 devices connected to the network respectively. And we also leave some IP address for the router connection, and the subnet mask of it is 255.255.252.192. And all of the IP addresses belong to Class C IP addresses. Okay, let's come to the network topology design. In our design, we adopt several layer design. On the top, there is a router there, and it is the intersection between WAN network and LAN network from inside. And in the middle layer, we put a multi-layer switch there, which is the most critical part in our design. This multi-layer switch serves as 2 main functions. One is to separate the different VLANs for different departments. The second is to serve to ensure the communication between different VLANs. And on the lower level, we set a traditional switch for each department, which could ensure the communication within each VLAN. We also have a DNS server in IT department. That's all our network design. And I will hand it to Mr. Sushil for his part. Thank you.
Hi, this is Sushil Sapkota. My friend Irfan describe about our model, and I'm continuing from some configuration part. First, let me describe about the configuration of router part, and I'm going to share my screen for that part only. We know that router is a device that provides Wi-Fi and is typically connected to a modem. Let me share my screen now. Okay. Here from this model, we can know the different configuration of router in this model. While we do this en command, then it will enter from user exe to privilege mode. Then so config here it's about different services and different port, whatever router name, everything over here. Here this is the host name, and here DSCP is also including, and here interface gigabyte Ethernet 001. That is one also that is one of the configuration of this router, and here interface gigabyte 01 is used to enter in configuration mode of the router for the gigabyte Ethernet interface. Ethernet interface. Then okay. This much for router. And okay, let me continue to the switch part. Here, let us again enable this from user to privilege. So running config. Here it's so different switch name and DSCP host name, and in this switch we use en configuration mode and so running config here, and we also use different type of switch config, like configuring for configuring the interface of the default router. We use interface fast Ethernet config, and for making interface layer enable, we use no switch port. Go ahead. This one is multi-layer switch configuration. Here DSCP pool, network IP address and MAC address, everything is mentioned. We can get this information from here. Oh, wait. And here ERGP. Okay, this switch I describe about some of the configuration, and remaining configuration like duplex auto, which helps to configuring the duplex mode with the connected device automatically. And there is one more configuration which is used in this switch port, that is speed auto. This will configure the interface of the connected device to automatically arrange speed. And then let us continue about DSCP. DSCP is used for network in which client are assigned IP address by virtual control. Here DSCP control pool for many from like 11 to 17. We can see this much of DSCP pool configuration is listed in this CLI mode. Then this DSCP for this DSCP, we can use some configuration like DSCP pool, which helps to run and know about the configuration of DSCP. Then let me describe about last one for me, SS point. SS point is simply like which allow other device, wireless device, to connected in Wi-Fi. Therefore, for this point, while interface port 1. If here is some of the status in authentication. If we disable authentication, everyone can connect to our connect the wireless device in our network. If we put some of this authentication key like WEP key and this everything, we can then other can connect to our network. If we want.
Hi, I'm Aman Jaiswal. So I'll walk you through to this security configuration of for this network topology. So I'll share my screen. So this is our network design, and as we know, security is very critical part in any network design, and we should take special care of that. So let's talk about the security configuration. So first of all, so this is our network design, and let's talk about the security part in this network design. First of all, we have blocked we have only allowed certain IPs to access the admin department. Let me show you.
Will be described by Aman and further will be described by others. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Aman Jaiswal. So I'll walk you through to this security configuration of for this network topology. So I'll share my screen. So this is our network design, and as we know, security is very critical part in any network design, and we should take special care of that. So let's talk about the security configuration. So first of all, so this is our network design, and let's talk about the security part in this network design. First of all, we have blocked we have only allowed certain IPs to access the admin department. Let me show you. So here we can see we have only permitted certain IPs IP traffic from the IP 192.168.0.0 to this IP in our certain VLAN. So in our network design, so we'll go to the switch. We are in this mode. As we can see the access list, so we have only permitted the certain IPs to access the certain VLAN, and the host is this 192.168.0.0. So this is our host, and we have only allowed certain IPs to access that VLAN. So this will increase and boost our security. So it will stop other IP to access, and it will improve our security. And moving forward, we can see here the interface VLAN 17, which is for dedicated to IT department. So this IP includes from this access list. And let's talk about the security configuration for the visitor sections. So when a visitor so when anyone visitor in this Colorado communities tries to connect to our Wi-Fi network, so they have a certain and different access point through which they can connect. So we have configured this access point. So here we have SSID call VIS2 for visitors, so that SSID will appear and they will click that and log in to connect to the network. So we have a pre-shared key available which will be provided to the visitors. So when they enter that specific key, then only they can connect to the our network. So here the authentication is WPA2 PSK, and is the AES encryption type is used. So for this, so this will boost and improve our security. So it will not allow unauthorized user to access and connect to our Wi-Fi network. So let's move to the, and let's check let's ping and check the connectivity of all the departments. So for that we'll try to ping admin department.